Hey guys, Wesley Smith here, Tree Service Digital. Hope you're having a great week. I wanted to go through it every time some kind of situation pops up for one of our clients, and I feel like it's beneficial or useful for our tree service contractor audience. I want to put together a quick video to kind of show you what we found because it's super important. Every little component of your search engine optimization, your SEO, and all of your ranking factors kind of rely on certain things to be top notch. So I want to make sure that everybody kind of understands that your website page load speed is very, very critical in your SEO rankings. So a lot of the older websites before they were mobile responsive, perhaps were built with these old template builders and different things like that. And so they're not really SEO friendly and mobile responsive friendly. So a lot of times they just load really, really slow. And that's going to affect your local SEO. So I wanted to put a quick video together to kind of show you what that looks like, how a bad website looks versus a good website, and what you can do to fix that if you manage your own website. Now, of course, we put a huge priority on website load speed on any of the websites that we build or the landing pages that we build for paid ad campaigns, simply because it's very critical. You want it to load as quickly as possible when people click on that link so that they don't bounce off. People get bored really, really fast, just like I do. I mean, if I click on a link and it takes forever to load, you click on it and you're sitting there waiting going, gosh, is this thing ever going to populate? And you just press the back button and then go back to Google, and then you click on the next one because you don't feel like waiting. So I wanted to show you kind of what that looks like. I'm going to share my screen so you can see what that would look like. I believe it's this screen here. And so I wanted to show you a quick article. Hopefully you can see this. It says that it's sharing the screen, so I really hope you can see the actual screen here that I'm on. But there's an article on Moz, which is a huge publication of SEO, very authoritative SEO publishing house, from their articles and different things like that. They also have some different services, but page speed. What is page speed? Page speed is often confused with site speed, which is actually the page speed for a sample of page views on a site. So page load speed is actually page load time is the time it takes to fully display the content on a specific page or a website. You can evaluate your page speed. I'll show you the tool that we use. It's really the most simple. You just punch in your website domain URL and then hit analyze, and it takes it about a minute or two, and then it'll give you the results. But I want to show you kind of what all this is. So SEO best practices. Google has indicated that site speed, and as a result, page speed is one of the signals used by its algorithm to rank pages. So if it's too slow, you're going to get penalized. And it's just first and foremost. And the research has shown that Google might be specifically measuring time to first byte when it considers a page speed. So a slow page speed means that search engines can crawl fewer pages using their allocated crawl budget. And this could negatively affect your indexation and your ranking positioning. Page speed is also important to user experience. Pages with a longer load time tend to have higher bounce rates and are lower average time on the page. So it's pretty simple. I mean, if your website is clunky, it's slow, when somebody clicks on it, it just sits there and spins and spins and spins for seconds and seconds and seconds. There's a huge higher percentage of people who are going to hit the back button, click off of your website, and move on to the next competitor's website they find on the Google search. So that's huge. I mean, that could have been a $5,000 or $10,000 tree removal job. And if you're paying for internet marketing or even paid ads, you want to make sure even your landing page loads as fastly as possible, because people get bored very, very quickly, like I was talking about before, and you probably can relate. If it takes forever, then you're going to go onto the next competitor website. So this article really kind of breaks it down. I think I did a Google search for website page load speed and SEO, something along those lines. And as soon as you pull it up, you'll be able to see exactly what all they said. But in a nutshell, your website needs to load very, very fast. So let me show you a bad one, and then I'll show you a good one. So if you go to gtmetrix.com, let me just punch that in. That way you kind of follow me along here. gtmetrix.com, and metrics is with an X. So you click on gtmetrix.com, and this is it. It's a third-party website page load speed analyzer, and that way you can just punch it in, and it says enter your URL to analyze. So all you have to do is punch in your actual website, just paste it right there, and click on test your website. Okay, and it's gonna be thinking for 30 seconds to a minute, maybe even 2 minutes, depending on the volume of people that are trying it out at the moment. But if you go look here, hopefully you can see this. You can see this one that we analyzed here before we actually did the optimization on it, the page load score was a 43%, which is an F. That means it loads slower than 43% of the websites on the internet. So it's down on the bottom half. You don't want to be there. And then the YSlow score was a D, 66%. So you can see here the fully loaded time. So when you click on this website and you wait on it, it won't be fully loaded for 8.3 seconds. That's a long time when you're waiting to kind of look something up and get an answer, or maybe look at a tree service contractor's website to make a decision to call them or make a decision to bounce off. And more times than not, somebody's going to make the decision to just bounce off if it takes 8 seconds to load. That's an eternity when you're searching on the internet, because there's dozens of other results that you can click on. So why wait on this one for 8 seconds when you can go click on the next one and it loads in 2 seconds? So you can see here, and this is very, very common. I mean, we see this pretty much all the time with new clients. When we build a website, we make sure that this is one of our priorities in the beginning, in addition to the title tags, H1 headers, meta description, all the other on-page SEO optimization tactics. But this is really, really big to make sure that your website loads really quickly and that the user experience is going to be positive. Because if it's positive, people are going to stay on your website longer. But that's a 43%. So there's little things in here that they talk about, your images. Sometimes the size of the images on your page is what's affecting it. There's a lot of cache that's just kind of built up, on your website that, some of these tools, there's a few plugins you can get, JC Optimize Pro, WP Cache. There's a couple of different ones that you can use and go in there. I think there's, I forgot the name of the other one. There's one that automatically does updates daily for you. But anyway, it's very, very important. You want to make sure that either you or your digital marketing team is making sure that this is working correctly, because it's very, very beneficial to have a fast page load speed. Now, conversely, with another client, we've already made sure this works. This is one of our websites we built. And we can fix websites that already exist, but on the new websites, we make sure this is a top priority too. But you can see here, the performance score on this one was an A. It fully loaded in 3.7 seconds. And it's going to be quicker sometimes and perhaps a little slower other times. It really depends on what's going on in your local internet connection as well. But that's basically 95% faster than, or it's faster than 95% of the websites on the internet. So that's why it's a 95% score. And then the YSlow score is a B as well. So you're getting a very, very good user experience, because when somebody clicks on this website, boom, it loads. And the reason why the lag for the 3.7 seconds is sometimes the image is lower down on the page, or if you have a video or anything like that, sometimes that takes another second or two to load, but that's acceptable. And that's something that people will less likely bounce off of, because it's a quicker load speed and a better user experience for them. So there's a lot of different things that go into making sure you have a great optimized online presence to where you get the best results, the most leads, the most conversions from your website. This is perhaps one of the top ones. So if you have an older website, it may be a good idea to look at getting a new one built, because sometimes the older ones just they're not mobile responsive in the first place. So there's no reason to kind of go in there and spend time on optimizing it when it's not mobile friendly, right? That's one of the main ingredients. So anyway, that's kind of what you can do. GTmetrix is the tool that we use. There's a couple other ones. You can use Lighthouse, which is a Google Chrome plugin. But we found that a lot of times Lighthouse has little buggy issues with it and it doesn't read accurate. So this GTmetrix seems to be the most consistent one. And we use it really often for measuring the page load speed. We always go in there and optimize it for all the different things that we need it to do. So that way it loads very, very fast. But hopefully this video helps. And if you have any questions, message this page or comment on this video, and we'll be more than happy to help you out the best way we can. Make it a great week. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you.